Hey, I made it back in one piece. I'm just sitting down now, getting started on the footage. So you'll notice that some of the video editing is not awesome, but some of the actual footage is a little worse. Just looking through the raw footage. This is the first time that I've gone out trying to use the GoPro. So I've got a lot of learning to do. And same on the side with the bushcraft. It's the first time I've gone out into completely new territory with adverse weather conditions by myself. So I've got a lot to learn there, but did enough to get out there, spend the night, and have some fun. So here you go. Hey everybody, just getting ready to head out, get into the woods. You have a look outside, it is gray and raining, and it looks like I might get a little bit of snow when I'm up there too, so I'm decided that I bring a few extra layers of clothing and go for it. Well, I've made it through the first journey. I've left the city. I am now parked at a friend's cottage. Great shout out to the Miller Mort family who has graciously allowed me to park here. So I'm going to be hiking out into the woods in a few minutes. It should be about an hour or so on the trail, is my hope. I've got a map, spot mapped out, see what it's like out there. Just wanted to bring you over here and show you the awesome view from their tree house here on Wiley Lake. Paradise.
Got a bit of a confession to make. It's the first time I've ever been sober and used a selfie stick, but it just seems pretty convenient to film a little bit while I'm walking. So I'm following what appears to be a bit of an old waterway. I'm pretty sure it's going to connect me from Wiley Lake over to the other small lake I'm planning on camping at. The first little sign of nature here. A little bit of deer scat. So at least we know that there are some animals in the area. Typically in these areas like this, it's not a whole lot to worry about. You get the occasional black bear, but they tend to be pretty skittish and just get between them and their cubs. But also does every once in a while tend to be some bikers out this way growing a bunch of pot. So try to avoid both of those and you should be fine. So, after about 2 hours of bumbling around, ends up getting off track just a little bit, going the wrong direction, and just about at an area where I can start looking for camp. I'll tell you, all those seemingly pointless hours of watching TV and seeing all those survival shows, watching all you guys on the YouTube channels, kept me from panicking when I realized I didn't know where I was. Got out a compass, took a found my way back to the trail. See you at base camp. Camp quote may not be ideal. Certainly the most level thing I can find around here close to water. I am going to take it. Get to work. Took me a little while, but I got my shelter set up, and it looks like just in time. Starting to snow a little bit, so I just want to show you here. I used a Mylar blanket in the back to reflect the heat down on me. Duct tape reinforced, as always, and just a simple drop sheet and a hammock. Get a little fire going here, and I should be warm. It's just about 4 o'clock now. Got my shelter built. Got my fire pit built. Now I'm looking to start a fire. I'm going to switch over to the GoPro and see if I can get one started with the new ferro rod that Dan Trometer gave me. So I'm just going to go build my tinder bundle, and I'll be right back. cold. To filter some good old lake water. So it may not be the prettiest when it comes out, but it will be completely safe to drink. Now, that's just about enough to cook my dinner with, but I'm going to get a little bit more. Drink this first. Yeah, sorry, I had a bit of a battery malfunction there. It's kind of cold out here, so my batteries are blowing through pretty quick. And I decided that heat was more important than video, so I got the fire going. I got some water going there because I desperately need a coffee. Backpacker's Kitchen didn't live up to what I was hoping it would, at least not with the shepherd's pie. I mean, I have had worse shepherd's pie, but I have definitely had better. It was not awesome. But what is awesome is right now I am cracking a beer. This is from my good buddies over at Long Slice. This is Loose Lips Lager. I am stoked to have brought this out here. John, Jimmy, Pete are awesome dudes, and I'm glad that they're brewing beer in Toronto. And this is one of 2 beers that I brought out. I usually don't drink a lot when I'm solo camping, and just kind of wanted to sit back and have a beer at the end of a long day. My wife suggested that it might be a good idea, so if she's telling me to drink, it's got to be a great idea, right? Not sure if you can hear the loons out there, but they've been hooting it up all day. Certainly pretty stoked that that they're here. They're one of my favorite birds, and it's pretty awesome to see them. I didn't know if they'd be up here this early. As you can see out there, maybe it's been pissing down rain most of the day, so I've been mostly holed up in my shelter. If it keeps this up all day tomorrow, I might head for the hills. Just not a lot of fun sitting in the shelter all day and not being able to explore the area. At least it stopped snowing though, so I'm pretty happy about that. And my beer is ice cold, which is pretty awesome. It's just above 0 here, which is metric for about 32 for all you guys stateside. I don't know how much you guys know about Chris from Wyndham Woodcraft from the standpoint of, you know, when he was growing up, but I can tell you I've known him for a long, long time, and he is one of the most stand-up individuals you'll ever meet. Really kind of inspired me to get out here in the woods. But, you know, we grew up camping and having fires and having fun, and we're part of a pretty big crew of guys. It's really hard to explain because, you know, we're closer than family in some respects. You know, it's like we're all part of they're all pieces in a big puzzle. And tomorrow is the 10th anniversary of when we lost our first crew member. Our good friend Seth was 28 when he passed away. Melanoma took him. And you know, I know the guys are going to be just as sad about it as I am. You know, we all feel it all the time, not just on the anniversary. But you know, this is kind of my way of celebrating his life too, because we used to have a lot of fun out in the woods, having fires. I mean, we did some dumb things too, like flaming marshmallows at each other, and those things are really sticky and they hurt, by the way. But I highly recommend it if you're drunk enough, because it is fun. Any kids out there, do not ever try that. But adults, yeah, do your thing. So, Chris, I love you, man. And looking forward to hanging out with you in the woods this summer. Pretty toasty warm out here in the woodland shelter. Sun's going down. It's going to be dark probably about half an hour. Then turn in pretty early tonight. It's supposed to start raining around 11 and snowing right through midnight till about 7 a.m. So we'll see what things are like in the morning. If things are too snowy and wet and miserable, I'll probably head back in. So just going to finish the night off with a nightcap. It's a collaboration beer with my friends at Great Lakes Brewery and Amsterdam Brewery.
They're doing a pretty awesome job with, it's called the Life Sentence. It's a triple IPA. It's pretty hoppy, 10% alcohol. It's pretty heavy. But it's just the thing to warm me up right now. Morning, everybody. About 4:30. Just got the fire stoked back up again. It's been about every hour and a half, getting up, giving it a bit more fuel to stay warm through the night. It's still pretty wet and miserable out here. It's been snowing and raining off and on all night. So I'm gonna get packed up come first light and head back in. It's wanted to stay an extra day, and I think I've got a lot of the gear for it, but my waterproof jacket actually got wet somehow, and so the rest of me got wet. And I don't want to get hypothermic out here. I don't mind toughing it out, but I don't want to be stupid, so I'll be heading back in. So, as promised, the weather got friggin' miserable. Raining ice all last night, and then just blasting with snow today. So I tapped out, hiked back in. Interesting enough, and I'll show you a picture of the area where I was, and a couple of bogs that are out there that were not on the maps. So it's kind of a wet journey getting home. But I got back, and I'd like to thank the Millers once again for saving my butt with letting me pop into their cottage. I've got my clothes drying over there by the wood stove, and I'm making some tea. So yeah, I'll put all this together, and we'll see how the video turns out once I get back into Toronto.